Class of 2008, friends and family, the world as we know it comes to an end. Tonight, as we receive our diplomas, we will begin preparing for our lives away from home. Next year, as we go off to college, we will leave behind our friends and sometimes even. But more to the point, the world is coming to an end. Literally. Scientists predict that in just 6 years, Asteroid 2002 NT7 will collide with the Earth, unleashing the force of 200 hydrogen bombs and incinerating the planet. So, with the end of the world drawing near, we have to ask ourselves, why are we here? Why did we even go to school? Why does any of this matter? Well, it was no surprise that, in many ways, our schooling has hindered our educational growth. Yes, as we jump through hoop after hoop, performing busy work, taking tests, and growing more and more frustrated with our classes, many of us lost the motivation we had in kindergarten to take our classes seriously. I, for one, worked so hard to stack those blocks. But unfortunately, block building, a skill I never really mastered, was not offered in high school. Instead, we took classes which weren't nearly as challenging. Advanced physics, single variable calculus, English, everything was a breeze compared to our kindergarten classes. Accordingly, when we started high school, we needed to find new and exciting ways to keep ourselves happy. I found I was able to keep myself happy by living the words of Mark Twain. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. Instead of viewing my classes as the purpose of going to school, I viewed my time at Parkway North as a time of personal growth, a time to learn about myself, and more importantly, to learn about all of you. For me, like many, high school was a time of experimentation. I engaged in activities I had never done before, and was introduced to an entirely new world of sensations and feelings. One that can never really be described or understood by anyone unless they experience it for themselves, or happen at the end of Stanley Kubrick's Space Odyssey. I refer specifically to my experiences on the varsity wrestling team. As a rather small 9th grader, I was, of course, in the smallest weight class. But after a season of hard work and intense pain, I finished with a varsity record of 9 wins and 9 losses. Unfortunately, 8 of my 9 wins were won by default. Well, the final win was obtained after my opponent was disqualified for repeatedly strangling me. Needless to say, I was very happy that match was over, and looking back, I'm quite proud of the lessons I learned about pain, endurance, and, most importantly, escaping from chokeholds. I tell you not to encourage you to begin wrestling. Rather, I think it illustrates how you can use any environment to further your education. You might not learn about the 3,843rd digit of pi, the story of Maxwell-Dorian, or the prime properties of the number 76. But if you try, I guarantee you will have a world of new experiences which, for the most part, can't be found in any textbook. Like the water molecule, who graduated from high school and received a diploma, you will learn to live life in the denominator, where more is less, less is more. So whether you're moving to college, moving to the military, or moving to your parents' basement, your opportunities for learning have increased. Ironically, the end of our standard state-approved education has created conditions that allow us to learn more than we ever have. So now, as we graduate and leave Parkway North High School behind forever, As the world we know comes to an end, and as Asteroid 2002 NT7 approaches, we come back to the central question. Here, why does any of this matter? Well, if we learn anything from past graduation ceremonies, it is that life still goes on, even if the world we know comes to an end. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.